Oh, there we go. The inmates are running the asylum. Okay, how's it going, guys? Yeah, see, we got visuals. We got visuals. We got papers. Okay. Okay, so how's everybody fucking doing? Hopefully everybody's doing fucking great. Okay, so uh where is Rod? This is the first. We did a reversal. We did a reversal. So yeah, that's my comedy routine. Thank you. Good night. But yeah, our topics for today. But before we get to our topics, I do want to make a kind of like a public announcement about mental health. I know Rod has some issues, and our guest here too also had some. He was talking about some mental issues as well. So it kind of got me thinking, like everybody tends to go through some difficult times, and they have nobody to talk to. So if you do have a special friend that could be able to listen about what's going on, please, that could be able to help you get you off your chest and go from there. And if it's hard to talk to a friend, even a close friend, about what's going on, it's easier to talk to a stranger. So please feel free to get some help. Tell what's going on, and somebody will listen, and everything will be all great. Not great, but at least they'll try to. It'll help. It'll help a lot. Okay. So today was a trip. I had to get my kids, my oldest, new shoes. Apparently, he was outside. He was picking out the mud through his shoes with a pencil, like one of those mechanical pencils. Not telling him, son, there's an easier way to do that. So I got the shoe and I'm slamming it against this pole to get all that dry mud out. And he's freaking out like, oh, you can do that. Like, oh, yeah, yeah. And when I'm doing it, I didn't realize that the sole came off the shoe. So it looks like it's just talking. I'm like, ching. Looks like I might need new shoes, son. So we just got him new shoes. It's funny. And then they, of all this time, they being hot for a good while, they never had a good set of sweatpants. So got them sweatpants. Good times. But once Rod gets back, we do want to talk about remember, for our audience, that he was getting a scammer. He was getting somebody. He wasn't quite sure it was going to be a scam or not. So he wanted to just continue talking with the individual and see how long everything was going to go and go forward from there. Then it turned out that it was a scammer and they just something about Bitcoin or some bullshit like that. Or they wanted to trade stocks using Bitcoin to send money. So I wouldn't say Bitcoin's bad, but they wanted to make payment, like send me this payment with Bitcoin. That's what it was. Well, I think I got the same scammer so many days later. Well, actually today, I was getting ready to come over here to the studio, and I got this text. Let me read it to you guys here real quick. Let me see here. So the text started off like this. It's a 980 area code. If you guys know what area code that is, let me know. It says, Emily, how is your new babysitter looking after the kids? Have time to go shopping together on the weekends? So I type wrong number. And they text back, oh my God. I changed a new mobile phone which cost the wrong number saving. That is not even perfect English at all. So I'm like, okay, something's going on. I hope it doesn't affect your mood. So how would, oh my God, I change a new phone, a new mobile phone. That already sounds fishy right there. So I said, no, I'm drunk. I'm fine. And then right off the bat, remember Rod? He was saying that his mistaken Miss. Well, look who fucking decided to join us. This blue ball camouflage fuck. Say hello, Rod. I was just telling you about the I just began the scammer thing.
Oh, okay.
So it started with the wrong number. The area code is 980. And I don't know what area code that is, but if you know, or our audience member knows, please, like I said, let us know. We'll check it out and go from there. Or can you use our little computer here to check out the 90 number?
Oh, you want to do that?
Yeah, let's see what area code that is. Because she says she's from, or they, it didn't clarify it was a woman or a man, but it's apparently from Florida. North Carolina. So, this is, so, I'm going to start off with, so Rock could keep up in, keep up in pace. I keep up the pace. What is it? Refresh everything so Rod knows what's going on. So I get a text and it says, Emily, how is your babysitter looking after the kids? Have time to go shopping tonight, together this weekend, on weekends? So I said, wrong number. Oh my God, I changed a new mobile phone, which caused the wrong number saving. I hope it doesn't affect your mood. So I typed, nah, I'm drunk, I'm fine.
That's the correct response.
Okay. I'm drunk, I'm fine. So they text back saying, I'm from Singapore. I live in Florida. So we can keep talking if you don't mind. And it, whoa, look at that. Look at that close up of that face. God, look at that. Look at that. 5 o'clock. I'm Batman. 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the thing set up so I can get more comfortable. I am fucking tired.
Have a beer, you'll be fine.
Can't have a beer.
Pshaw. Oh, that's right. You have like a ADD. What was it? Oh, so they say they're from Singapore, but I live in Florida, but their phone number is from North Carolina. Dun, dun, dun. Red flags everywhere. So I said, nah, I'm cool. Have a good day. Like, I don't want to talk. So the other text was second verse, same as the first. Same thing, word for word. That I'm from Singapore and I live in Florida. So can we talk if you don't mind? I said, nah, I'm cool, but no. And so they go on. Nice talking to you, my friend. How old are you? I'm 35 with a happy face, but crying. Like, I'm 35. Hope my age won't affect our conversation. I said, yeah, you're too young for me. Are you a madam or a dude? So, there's a question mark. Like, they're kind of like, what? Were you muting me?
No. I was unmuting. I'm switching mic.
Test.
No, you should be good. Are you? Did I?
There you go, right there. I'm too full. You did mute me.
Yeah, my bad. Read it again.
Apparently, it's the Rod show now. After he got tardy.
Such a big, you have such a big speaking voice. I just wanted to hear the audiobook.
Mark Hamill's gonna do that for me, or Harry Rollins, one or two.
Okay.
So I asked, no, you're too young for me. Are you a madam or a dude? And there's a question mark responding, and it goes, how old are you? So I said 14.
That's pretty good.
And I put
That was pretty good.
And then I put a question mark, looking for some young meat. Am I too young for you? And I haven't got anything since. So we're gonna keep an eye out to see if they're gonna try Try to say they're gonna contact a 14-year-old drunk individual that's really into older people.
Yeah. Here, let's move this a little bit closer.
I am comfortable. I finally found a spot where I'm comfortable.
Well, yeah.
Lazy, no good for nothing.
Okay.
All right, hey, oh,
Yeah, that's
whoa,
better.
that's on my face like one of your dogs. Pet me, pet me now. Oh. So, once again, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I apologize if I'm not really very energetic today. I am really, really
He was gonna take his little blue pill, like, nah, I think I got this.
tired.
I got it.
Oh.
I don't. I got my hymns subscription shipment came in and boom.
Yeah, there was a. Well, I was taking a shit before the show. Actually, can you hear me okay?
Say it one more time.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me okay?
What mic are you on?
I'm on 4.
Do it again.
Yep, put me on 3. Okay, there, that's better. I was like, did I have the wrong fucking one? Like I said, man, I'm tired. I am really tired
You
today.
haven't been drinking?
Hmm?
You haven't been drinking?
No, no.
So who lives in
The
California?
camera has been, though. Look at that. It's doing it again.
Camera has the beer goggles on.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I know what it is.
What?
It's the fan blowing the green screen.
They don't know about this. This is magical. This is not
Yeah.
green screen. This is this right here. This is
Took me a couple hours to make that.
this is our secret dimension.
Yeah, but there was a, you know how we did that invasion over there at the Texas Air Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a air show up in Dallas.
Yeah.
2 planes collided with each other, apparently.
Oh shit.
Yeah, while I was taking a shit, you know, I saw it posted to YouTube about 2 hours ago, and I was like, "Oh shit, man!" They were fucking relics too. I couldn't fucking believe it. But damn, I was like, "Wow." It was crazy too. Like, here, want to see it?
Yeah. And then
Yeah, want to see the wreck?
you know what? After this, we do gotta play. We have to pay tribute to Kevin Conroy.
Who's that?
He's the voice for Batman.
Oh
animated
yeah,
series.
yeah, I saw that. He did. He passed, didn't he?
I was like, what? He was
Yep.
the voice for Batman for so many years.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, he's like,
No.
he is Batman.
Well, there.
Hey, what's going on, Soups? Doing good, doing good. I'm just really tired. I'm like half asleep out here.
What's going on, Soups? Yep.
Yep, rest
Kevin
in peace,
Conroy.
Kevin Conroy, yeah.
He did appear on the. Oh my God, what the fuck is that show on the CW? God damn it. It's a DC show where it had somebody like third rating. Like C rating super villains from the superheroes from DC. Like it's on the tip of my tongue. Either way, they're going to parallel worlds, universes, and 2 of the heroes went into one of the worlds where it was the Kingdom Come series from DC.
Okay.
So it takes place in the future where the majority of the heroes have retired. They're already like in their old and golden age. And Superman is still Superman with maybe just a little gray, and the Flash is so fast that he's no longer still. So you can see him, but he's just vibrating.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
And
Superman said, "Crisis of Infinite Earths."
yes, but what was the name of that little group that will go to?
Yeah, CW did small show crossover.
Yes.
Did multi-show crossover. Yeah, that's true because I know they had like a Supergirl. I was really digging Supergirl for a while, and then it just kind of got weird. It really did. It got weird.
They gave her pants.
What?
Yeah, the costume was just her in the skirt, and then now they give her pants.
Really?
I'm like, I'm not digging it.
They gave Supergirl pants. Well, when I was watching it, she had a skirt.
Yeah, but
So
later on they gave her pants.
wow.
But there was a part where the crossover thing.
Mm-hmm.
They went to the Kingdom Come universe, and they met Batman, and it was Kevin Conroy who plays the voice for the animated series one. So he was using that voice and using the "I am vengeance, I am Batman." But what's going on with that particular Batman is that his body's already old and beaten up so much, he has to wear like an exoskeleton suit to move around.
Oh wow.
So Tim Conroy was in the suit, and he had that exoskeleton suit. So they play tribute to that comic run of Kingdom Come.
That's cool.
But
That's pretty neat.
It was awesome that they actually used his voice or used his persona for that. So I thought that's pretty awesome.
It says Legends of
Yes,
Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow.
The Flash, Batman, and Supergirl.
Those crackheads. Well, it's because they were trying to compete with the Avengers, believe it or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like the TV version of the Avengers, and they had the Atom, which is its equivalent would be Ant-Man in the Marvel universe. So in the show, they showed him actually enlarging, because Ant-Man actually did that where in the comics, but the Atom never did that, as far as I know.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. What do you think about Black Adam coming out?
It's already out.
Yeah. What do you think? Have you gotten to see it yet?
I haven't seen it yet. What my understanding is that a lot of people liked it. I guess a lot of critics thought it was gonna fail. And they were dogging The Rock for playing this character, and they actually did extremely well. So he was like the last one. He was the last one to laugh in their faces. Like,
well, it's The Rock. I mean, he's a national treasure.
His counterpart, or somebody's better than him, called the Boulder, will probably surpass him.
Yeah. The Boulder will surpass anything called The Rock, because the Boulder is a much bigger rock.
Just planted on the ground. You saw it, Superman? How was it? So, what, Dallas? Oh, the Dallas Air Show? Oh, my God. All right.
Yeah, and this is what happened at the...
Oh, wow.
Oh no! Oh my God! Yes! Oh my God!
Wow.
Yeah, that is crazy, huh?
How far is that from the highway?
I'm trying to... I know that the big one was a B-17. That was a B-17 Flying Fortress.
That one there. What was the one that hit him?
It looked like an Aerocobra P-63. That looked like an Aerocobra.
Oh no! Oh my God! Yes!
That is insane.
Oh my God! Oh Lord Jesus!
You give the movie a
Yeah, I mean-
6.5 out of 10 for the movie? What made him dive so
Yeah, that's an Aerocobra.
Oh no!
Is there another view?
Actually, yeah, let me look.
Is it in the area of the? It looks like it's on the. What's the word looking for? Property. Oh my god, I fucking can't talk today, man.
This is from different angles. Boom.
What? No!
Did it hit other planes?
I don't know.
Dios mío. Oh, Dios mío.
So it hit something when it was crashing down.
And I think this is the one we.
This is the one we saw.
Oh no.
That is crazy, isn't it?
Oh no. Oh my God.
During a Veterans Day air show too.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh Lord Jesus.
Damn.
Shit.
Look at that. Such low level too. Honestly, the way I see it,
Are you
the P-63 Cobra did have some design flaws from what I saw.
You know what I'm glad about? It didn't crash
Yeah.
above public area. There would have been more casualties.
But yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Wow.
But it's basically no, I think they all died, dude. I think it was just way too quick.
Those bam bam.
Yeah.
2 hits.
Yeah, that's right, Emilio. It seemed pretty bad. It was like because the way I see it, it's like whenever you come in, when you're coming in like that, it was like you with the old propeller planes, you couldn't really see what's underneath. So he probably didn't have any time to react because even though it was a big old plane, when he was coming in like this. So the B-17 was kind of underneath him in his turn, and then bang. So it's like if he's coming in like this, then he can't see him, and boom. So that's pretty crazy.
Or maybe he knew he was coming too hot, so he was trying to turn.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
It was pretty wild. Pretty wild. That is so odd, though. Huh. But, yeah, that I guess that happened today or something because all these uploads are coming up like,
2 hours ago.
yeah, 2 hours ago,
41 minutes ago.
41 minutes ago. Yeah, and thanks for the compliment on the stream layout, Emilio. Appreciate that.
Emilio.
Are you chatting from YouTube? Because I got my multi-stream chat on, but it's not showing anything up in there. That's weird. Normally it would show everything up, but I guess not.
Oh, I see you, Emilio. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were up here
Yeah,
on top.
yeah. Because for some reason,
Can the fans see that up there?
what? Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because I was looking over here by the screen where it's all Superman's comments.
yeah,
I'm like Emilio. This
yeah. He was like, who the fuck are you talking to? Looking at me like I'm fucking crazy.
I know Superman's like an illegal alien, but I don't know. I don't know if Superman Emilio Kent.
Yeah, it's
No,
like
I didn't see this up here. I'm sorry. I'm like, who the fuck?
he was. Sorry, he was all
Who
confused.
the devil are you talking to, fat man?
I'm talking to the devil.
I say, Brian.
But yeah,
Oh,
and,
that's my horrible story.
But then, but
wow.
oh yeah, so he is chatting from YouTube. That is so unusual though, because normally our
We
Twitch stream.
usually our stuff over here
Yeah, I have multi-stream on right now. We're going to what, Facebook, Twitch, and
I'm multicultural
YouTube all at
myself.
once. So we like to have multiple opportunities, if you know what I mean. To be
True. True.
yeah. So
Superman says, "Ha ha ha."
yeah, but that's like that's tragic, man. That's tragic.
That is.
And then
I know of all those just time of practicing all those maneuvers and all that, and
yeah.
I know it's not these old 70-year-old people that are flying.
No, some of them
pilots.
are. Some of them are pretty old. That fly these aircraft. But man, that it just shredded the whole freaking tail section of the B-17. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
My condolences.
Heart
to
goes
their
out to their families and everything.
families and friends. Yikes.
But Jesus, what are the odds?
But they went out what they did during the war, pretty much, or
Yeah.
they pretty much like to do, because I'm pretty sure every air show they love to do this for the fans. So they did what they died doing what they love.
Yep. Yep. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it to where I can actually put Emilio's chat in our chat box.
Yes.
I don't know why it's not showing up. But fastest alien alive, straight from the border, Superman Emilio. That's pretty
Emilio.
good. That's pretty funny.
Did you ever see the picture of Super Juan?
Super One?
Super Juan.
Super Juan.
Look up Super Juan. I think it's Super Juan.
Super Juan?
Let me see.
I don't think I can get it on there. Super Juan. Let's see here. Super Juan? Is it this? No. No.
Let me see if I can find it.
Is it this guy? Hold on. What's this? Juan versus Thor versus Superman? What is this?
Savannah, if you don't get your moisturized hands off my body wash.
What the hell kind of
Are
bad
you
is that?
sure no one can lift?
Oh my
this hammer?
god.
Only those who are worthy can wield the hammer.
Day was a little dirty. I just wanted to clean it for you, senor. Just okay. Okay,
This guy,
that's
man.
gonna look so nice. It's super clean.
Worthy, huh?
Superman, what are you doing here? You're not even like part of the same universe.
Silence! Let's see what else you can do, mortal. Wield lightning.
I can try.
Look at that.
That is super cool.
Enough!
He looks like a
Get back to work.
Superman looks like a tall Tom Cruise.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, buddy. Let me help you there. Oh, Jack. Only those who are worthy can pick up the shovel. I gotta go.
Okay, yeah, David Lopez. That guy's pretty funny. I like that guy. Okay. Oh yeah, the German crash there at Holloman Air Force Base. Yeah, I remember that. There's an animated movie called Gods and Monsters that has Superman as being the son of Zod and the son of illegal immigrants. Gods and Monsters? I've never heard of that.
Neither have I.
That's definitely an interesting storyline for sure. Yeah, but what else were we supposed to be talking about today?
Thanksgiving horror stories.
Oh yeah.
Thanksgiving is about upon us. Is upon us almost. It's creeping up, just like these Mariah Carey Christmas songs.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God.
You know, there's some diehard Halloween guys that do not want to take down their Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
the-
I think there's a couple of them on my street actually.
We drove. We found a different way to. Oh, it's around my neighborhood somewhere. I gotta find it again.
Uh-huh.
There's this 12-foot skeleton,
Oh yeah.
and it's attacking this witch.
attacking this witch.
Yeah, it's like
That's cool.
it's like Pimp Bones versus like this. Well, my money, witch.
Hold on. Superman wants me to look up
Better gonna be
an
porn.
animated movie. The Gods and Monsters.
Batman is a vampire. Oh, shocker.
Oh wow! Look at this.
Wow.
Is that the special studying? Huh? What the fuck is this?
Put a bookmark in it.
I'm gonna save that one for later.
It's only 56 seconds, so do what you can.
Wait, is it?
Mariah Carey's defrosting. Yeah, pretty much. I
Gods
think
of,
so.
yeah, I'm not seeing. Oh, Justice League, Gods and Monsters.
Oh, this one.
Okay, let me.
I
Justice League. Let me put Justice League.
I remember that one. It was somewhat okay. Yes, Superman's Mexican. I think he's played by Benjamin Bratt. His voice?
I don't know.
No, I think I kind of forgot, but it's an okay little showing.
Are they all just animated shorts? Mariah Carey's defrosting. Yeah. Batman is a vampire in that movie. Yeah, I see that too. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Emilio, what kind of Thanksgiving horror story can you share with us? I'm curious. I need to know.
Did you check your net?
And I know I'm kind of off camera, but
Well,
I'm supposed to kind of be laying back, but I have to keep going over to the keyboard, so I'm like, oh.
the mustache got stuck in the fucking microphone.
Hey, pull your beard. It's like,
Shiver me timbers.
The equipment. Equipment's gonna say, "Call me daddy."
¿Quién es tu papi?
Yeah. You've been bad.
Well, I just got this Halloween, this Thanksgiving.
Yeah, go ahead. Go and read. I'm gonna get some more water. I'm thirsty.
You thirsty bitch. You're thirsty. So there's this one I saw, and I couldn't stop laughing. It says, my mom invited Kevin to Thanksgiving. Kevin is the man who my aunt Cheryl has been having an affair with. Kevin invited my aunt Cheryl to dinner at a friend's house, but she said no because she was having dinner with family. So Kevin is going to this friend's house alone. This friend's house happens to be my house. My Aunt Cheryl is having dinner at my house with her husband. Kevin is my mom's coworker. Cheryl met Kevin at a bar when she told my uncle she was working late. Kevin showed a picture of his new girlfriend 2 weeks ago. I told my mom to invite Kevin. I can't wait to sit next to Kevin. Aunt Cheryl ruined my relationship a few years ago, and I told her to count her days. That day is today. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Vengeance is a dish best served cold. So I was like, wow. Agreed on Mariah Carey front. So I just
Yeah, so you
finished
did
saying
the one that you were telling me about earlier.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
Thanksgiving deal.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
That
Just
is.
gonna sit back and watch the world burn. That's what that's about.
Be like that dog. This is fine.
Yeah.
This is fine.
So what about you? You have any bad Thanksgiving horror stories? Anything that happened to you on Thanksgiving that? Oh wait, hold on. Okay, here's Amelia. Amelia says, so Sin and I got pumpkins left over from a Halloween event, and we decided to leave them on some counter tables as decorations. mid-November. Obviously, the pumpkins deflated and stuck to the counter. Hey, that.
Is this the same Emilio that tried that Four Horsemen burger? Because you mentioned sin, so I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think he's the guy that we saw in that in his video with the Greg the Zombie. Greg the Zombie, I think.
Gary the Zombie.
Was it Gary or Greg?
Gary.
It was one of those.
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew the Zombie. Well, Emilio, if it's the same Emilio that tried that Four Horsemen burger, how was it? Because I want to try it. I kind of want to try it live. If you're willing to try live again, or if you want to try it with me, or we're going to do it live in our show, that'd be fantastic. I have blocked those memories. I suffered from food comas every Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I hear you too. Super. I've blocked those memories. They do not exist anymore.
So Emilio, hit me up with that. I mean, we could have a challenge where we could see who could, or we could do it live in our studios or live somewhere to see who could finish the burger the fastest. No time limit, just see who could finish the fastest, who could hold it down. If you want to have milk, that's fine. I would have my beer, and we'll go from there. Yes? I guess we can do that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat. I would not mind that one bit.
We'll be crossing the streams, as in show streams.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
Crossing the streams.
I wouldn't mind that.
Maybe peace streams?
The stains from the pumpkins are still on the countertops. Yeah, buddy, and the Four Horsemen guy. Yeah, he's the Four Horsemen. Yeah,
right.
I saw y'all's stream. Thank you so much for showing me, guys. So I'm so down to try the challenge.
Oh, it is. You should do it before the week of Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Do you
dude,
think we can do that?
I don't know. I don't want him to be full and not be able to eat turkey later on that week.
No, well, Thanksgiving's on a Thursday. We could do it maybe on a Monday.
On a Monday.
I got Monday off. I got that Monday off. So if you're down for it, well, we could hit up maybe personal chat, DM me. No kinky shit, and we'll go from there.
No kinky shit either. Burger eating contest. Yeah,
Well,
that would be pretty fun.
It's the Four Horsemen. So, we need to find out what's actually in the Four Horsemen burger.
The Four Horsemen burger. I think we'll look it up whenever we're about to show it, so that way then we have more stuff to talk about the burger rather than just eating a burger.
Yeah, but
Then
I want
you
to.
can. Yeah, I know. Well, you got a phone. Look it up. Google it.
Dude, I'm on the show. I'm not rude like you. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I take that back.
Okay, listen to this. Would you classify this as a Thanksgiving horror story? Grandma threatened to shit in the turkey if we didn't let her watch Jeopardy.
Shit in the turkey?
Yeah, to shit in the turkey.
What kind of stuffies are we talking about?
Apparently shit. Shitty ones.
Do they have corn in it? At least corn.
I know, right?
The uneaten one just...
Okay.
Ta-da!
Okay, this is from a Redditor. It says, here's what happened. Grandmother didn't like my dad very much. She picked a fight with him, so he decided that he was going home. When grandmother M realized that my stepmom, her daughter, was going to take dad's side and go home, she yelled a lot. Then she escalated the situation when things didn't go her way. As a last-ditch effort, she dramatically clutched her chest and collapsed carefully. Collapsing carefully. Okay.
That's
A super spicy burger. Yeah, well, I don't mind a super spicy burger. Yeah, it was outside, and I guess she didn't want to bump her head or mess up her clothes. The grandfather just went along for the ride. Yeah.
Oh.
Grandpa's just like, yeah, she's having a fit. She's having one of her fits now. So it's like, okay, dad offered to call 911. Grandfather said it wasn't necessary. And when grandmother realized no one was taking her seriously, she opened her eyes, allowed grandfather to help her up, and went inside with him while fake sobbing. At least the grandmother committed to the story. Normally, she was quite nice, but she had her moments, and what really wasn't happy that her daughter had grown up and had a life. Holidays usually brought out the worst in her, which was weird because she loved cooking and celebrating.
Well, she loves faking heart attacks. So that means someone's gonna take her seriously and shit.
Okay, Amelia said, "Bro, you're crazy." All right, Bud Light's her choice of beer is the only way.
Yes.
Before Thanksgiving is good. I'll DM you for the times. All right, sounds good.
Challenge accepted.
Okay, here's another one. If this one's called "She Stole My Cheez-Its."
Oh my god.
She stole my Cheez-Its. What the fuck are you gonna use Cheez-Its for on Thanksgiving?
For the side.
The Cheez-Its is okay. All right. Well,
You know what my mother-in-law does for the cranberry sauce?
what?
She would just open up the jar. It's the shape of the shape
In
of
the
the
shape
can.
of the can? Yeah.
Like I brought cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
Need that? Is there? Nobody wants my sauce. It's store bought. He didn't make
Yeah,
it.
he didn't make the cranberry sauce.
But I brought it. I'll take it home. Put it back in the can. I'll take it home.
Yeah, and I'll bring it again next year.
Happy days.
It's still gonna be in the shape of the can.
Might come out like the shape of the can.
Yeah. Probably would. It's like fucking just in there. What is that? What is that? I need a can opener so I can take shit.
Don't king shame, all right? No king shame.
Yeah, she stole cheese. Okay, now let me finish this one. She stole Cheez-Its. Okay. The woman my cousin had married stole a Costco-sized box of individually wrapped Cheez-It packages from our garage. I just happened to notice they were gone when putting food in the fridge. I don't really consider that a horror story. That's more of a, you fucking bitch, really?
You stole my stash.
What? Really? Cheez-Its?
You stole my Cheez-Its stash.
I mean, are Cheez-Its that important? Are Cheez-Its that important?
My kids love Cheez-Its.
I don't know.
If they don't have Cheez-Its, they'll be all like,
Okay, wait. It looks like it's going to get better.
oh.
Okay. The woman had no shame, asked about it publicly, and she looked up, started stuttering, and went to get them out of her car. She returned with the excuse, I thought these were mine. I have a box just like them at home.
Why would you bring the box?
Yeah, to somebody else's house. Are you really eating Cheez-Its
For Thanksgiving?
for Thanksgiving?
Did the Thanksgiving football game that bad?
I mean, wow. I mean, that's
What teams are playing for the Super Bowl? I mean, Super Bowl.
Super Bowl for Thanksgiving. I don't know. Hold on, let me
Look that shit up.
open a new tab. Search for Thanksgiving football. It looks like, is it a Thursday? No. When's Thanksgiving? Is it Thursday?
Thanksgiving horror stories animated.
Oh, okay, yeah, do that one.
Not Simpsons.
Oh, then. Hold up. Let me switch my account real quick. Let me switch to my other account. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're gonna actually watch these here. This is probably better than me just sitting there reading.
Ratings for losers. Oh my god. I don't know. There's 8 Thanksgiving horror stories animated, and there's 3 true Thanksgiving horror stories animated.
Well, if they play on Thursday, then it's either going to be the Bills, Lions, the Giants, or Cowboys. Well, the Bills and the Lions play at 11:30. The Giants and Cowboys play at 3:30, and then the Patriots and Vikings play at night.
There's 3 games?
Apparently,
Holy shit.
on Thursday.
You remember they usually was with just one game, and it was mostly like a Cowboys game?
Yeah.
And when John Madden was always the announcer,
it was
they
usually-
always had that turkey with the 6 or 8 drumsticks on each.
Yeah, on each
4 on
side.
each side.
Yeah, for whoever wins the game too. And
And they're freaking out like, I never had a chicken like a turkey like this.
I
before."
know, right? I never had a turkey like that.
It's just, they grew up by a nuclear power plant. So that's probably why. That's fucking vodka. That's not water.
No, it's definitely water. Hold on, let me get a.
Mouth watering. So you gotta switch your account? What was this heebie-jeebie about?
This is my first time posting this story anywhere.
Here we go.
I hope you
Here
can
we
learn
go.
from this experience and apply it if, God forbid, this were to ever happen to you.
Enjoy.
I work for a company that forces me to travel a lot.
Is he in
I
the
usually
center of his
fly,
car?
But because I know how
Kinda looks
crazy
like it.
Is it a
airports are
Tesla?
on holidays,
Or he's
I thought it was a
Flintstoning
smarter
it.
decision to rent a car.
I don't
and
see
drive
little
home
patitas
I
alone,
don't see the feet though. but-
avoiding the nightmare that would be an airport on Thanksgiving week. I started the drive home, and even though I was a little tired, I was able to cruise from about 11 p.m. until 3 a.m.
Those rims are
as there were
awesome.
barely any cars on the road. Shortly after 3 a.m., I saw a van that was sideways in the middle of the road on the highway. Thankfully, I had my brights on and was able to see the vehicle with plenty of time for a safe stop.
Sideways.
There was also an elderly woman near the side of the road who was waving me down. Cautiously, I slowed down and came to a stop. The woman walked up to my window, motioning for me to roll it down. I rolled it down the slightest bit, making sure even her hand couldn't get in the car. In an old, cracking voice, she said, "Young man, can you please help me change my
Earl
tire?"
would be a good Thanksgiving watch. Yeah, I
glanced
wouldn't mind
over
checking
and
that
saw
out.
that she did indeed have a flat tire. She said to me again, "I ran over something and my tire became flat almost instantly," and motioned to what looked like a piece of plastic in the road. I reluctantly got out of the car and walked by the van and said she needed to move it to the side of the road for safety. I told her that there was no way we could change a tire in the middle of a highway in the middle of the night. She agreed and moved it out of the road into the side of the highway. As I began to change the tire, I had a million things running through my mind. Number one being, why did I have to be the one who got flagged down? I was almost finished taking the flat tire off when I noticed I didn't see the woman anymore, as I was providing my own light source with my cell phone.
Did you steal the car?
And looked up to ask if she could assist, and she was gone. I looked all around the vehicle and didn't see anybody. Nothing but pitch black darkness other than my headlights, which were providing some light in the general direction.
Oh, shit.
Well, lucky for me, I had my keys in my pocket and locked my car door when I got out. I walked back over to my car, and the woman was there trying to get into my vehicle. I told her to get away from my car before I called the police. She laughed at me and said it would be at least 30 minutes until anyone showed up to where we were. Just as I was trying to get this crazy person away from my car so I could leave, I noticed a man get out of the van. He must have been laying on the floor because I didn't see anybody sitting in the seats when I walked by to begin the process of changing her flat. The man seemed to be of average build. He started to approach me, his hand in his pocket, which really started to make me worry about my safety. The woman then jumped on my back and attempted to choke me.
What the fuck?
I was able to shake her off quickly and elbow her directly in the throat. She began to cough and gasp incessantly, which gave me the break I needed to get away. The guy who was approaching us devoted his attention to her, and I got in that car and sped away as fast as I could. I have never driven that fast in my entire life. The adrenaline from the events fueled me for the remainder of my trip home.
He wasn't asleep.
I
Falling
know
asleep
if
that day.
someone else told me this story, I would ask, how dumb can you be, and emphasize how idiotic of a decision it was to get out of that car. I'm just glad that I was able to get out of that situation unharmed and get home to my family. After police reports were called, I unfortunately never got any further information. I wish I would have glanced at their plates. That may have helped in identifying them later.
Yeah,
Please
you
let
think?
this be a lesson to everyone out there. Trust your instincts, especially in situations that can affect your safety.
Wow. Don't look at me. Look on the road, fool.
I know, right? Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Is that Kevin?
Uh-oh.
This story may
That's so
seem
funny,
more
Bob.
weird than truly scary to many of you. At the time, I didn't really find it scary or terrifying myself. I didn't really get that feeling until I shared this with others and got their perspective. I'd be interested to see what, if any, comments any of you have regarding this experience.
Wow. They kind of moved in quick, right?
This event happened with my ex-girlfriend on Thanksgiving about 6 years ago. For the sake of anonymity, we will call her Kay.
Is this the same
I
guy?
met Kay in college, and at first, she was great. We shared similar interests and hobbies.
Like how to
We
kiss like
clicked
that?
instantly, and for the first time, I was excited to meet the parents of my significant other. I was going to meet them on Thanksgiving so that everyone could have dinner together. Kay never really mentioned her family, so I was excited. And
Now he's
Look,
in the
his
band.
legs!
She asked to
He's-
join
yeah,
her for
oh,
the
yeah.
holiday.
His legs are.
Yeah, he actually has
Forward a
legs
week or
underneath
so,
him.
and Thanksgiving finally
Flintstoning
came.
it.
Now,
I
yeah,
made the
he's
2-hour drive
Flintstoning it
to
now.
her parents' house, and my
That was
first
weird,
thought
wasn't
as
it?
I approached the
I kinda-
house is, wow, this place is huge. It was a gigantic brown mansion. It was very large, but also looked very old. My best comparison is if you have ever seen the movie Clue. The outside of the house looked very similar to that, a mix between mansion and castle almost. I knocked on the door and almost immediately was greeted by a strange-looking guy. He was short, like 5 foot flat. He was bald and wearing an eye patch. I said, "Hey, is Kay here? I'm her boyfriend." He just proceeded to look at me and didn't answer. After a few awkward seconds, Kay walked over and happily greeted me and let me inside. As we walked away, she said in her soft voice, "Oh, don't mind him, that's just Eugene. He's like, I guess, kind of my uncle."
Kinda.
Weird way to put it, I thought, but whatever, I didn't think too much of it. As we walked through the house, I was blown away. I'd never seen anything like it.
They're synchronized.
The ceilings were really high and the walls were covered with religious iconography. I wasn't raised with religion, so some of the images were foreign to me. Kay and I arrived and sat in what I assumed was the living room. There was no TV, no radio, just couches and some paintings all over the wall. The paintings seemed to cram together, trying to fit them all on the wall. An odd choice for such a nice home. After a couple of minutes, her parents walked in. Her dad was clean-shaven with wild flowing hair and glasses that
That's
were just big
clean-shaven?
enough
I
for
know,
his
right?
eyeballs.
That's like me right now.
And her mom had long black
Shaved
hair
with a
that went
rock?
all the way down to her back and reached her legs. It looked like they were in their mid-60s if I had to guess. I was introduced and we made small talk. It really wasn't that bad, there was no awkward pauses, but her parents were not what I expected.
Either we're
It
having
seemed a
this
little
three-way,
strange or
I'm having this
eccentric, I guess.
three-way.
Before this talked basically about school, Eugene came and stood in the doorway and began watching us. After a few more minutes of talking about school, her dad got up and said he had a surprise for us.
Oh,
He walked into the other room and brought out a lime green stereo boombox that looked like something straight out of the 90s. In his almost comical voice, he said, "This one is for you two. I hope you like it. It used to be Kay's favorite." I looked at Kay and she was
What?
smiling. I can't even imagine what my face looked like. Confused, surprised, however that translates to a face. He pressed play on the stereo. Music began to play and her dad started to dance with her mom. The music, if that's what you would want to call it, was the weirdest thing I had ever heard in my entire life. It was just like banging of instruments. Very untuned instruments and other loud noises that honestly sounded like animals. Even more weird than the song that was playing were the movements of her parents. They just hopped around and were moving their bodies like they were puppets on strings or something.
guys.
Wow.
Thankfully, this only lasted a few minutes and we all sat down to dinner. Of course, the dining room was no different than the rest of the house.
Okay.
There were paintings and religious images all over the walls. We
Can you
ate
see
dinner
through
in a
the table?
combination of silence and
Apparently, yeah.
her dad talking about politics and religion and how they were separate yet similar.
Is that the shadow
I
wave?
basically just stayed quiet and ate my food, which, looking back, was pretty unconventional for Thanksgiving dinner. After the meal, we went back into the living room, and that's when her father told us he had one last surprise for us.
Oh, shit.
In his high-pitched voice, he shouted, "It's now time for our annual Thanksgiving Day celebration." As I sat on the couch and tried to process what that could possibly
What?
mean, I noticed that more people were walking into the room. There was somebody dressed as a scarecrow, a teddy bear, a lumberjack, and one other that I think was supposed to be Jesus or some other religious figure.
What?
This is when I decided that I had had enough crazy for one night and had to get out of this place. I got up and announced to everyone that I had a family emergency and that I had to leave unexpectedly. I apologized and thanked them for everything thus far, and said how happy I was to have met everyone. They all looked a little confused, especially Kay. They shared their happiness in meeting me and their enjoyment of the night and wished me well on my drive home. As I drove away, I looked through my rearview mirror. I saw Kay and her parents waving goodbye to me from the doorway. Where to begin? This is the weirdest, strangest few hours of my life. I'm obviously no longer with Kay, and I honestly am not sure she even came back to school after that because I never saw her in person again. We texted for a few days after the event, and she acted like everything was normal. I broke it off before holiday break was over, thinking it would be easier to do so before I saw her in person again. I swear part of me thinks I was on a hidden camera TV show that night or something. Does anyone from a rare religious sect know if any of this is a common tradition? Or was I just in a house with a bunch of crazy people on Thanksgiving?
I don't know. I wouldn't say crazy.
I just wanted to share this
Just
short
get that
but
lime green
freaky
boombox from the
experience I had
90s
with
and
my
find
family
out.
many years
Yeah.
ago on Thanksgiving. This Thanksgiving, my cousins and I got together with our respective families. I was the oldest of the cousins, 11 at the time. This particular year, our families decided to go to my great-aunt's house for dinner. It was a small little farmhouse pretty much in the middle of nowhere. No one liked going there, well, at least us kids, because it was boring and there was nothing to do. My great-aunt had recently lost her husband and obviously was very upset,
So it's an empty house.
which is mostly the reason our families decided to go there this year. I met my great-aunt maybe once or twice in my entire life to this point, so I found this whole trip very weird and really wasn't looking forward to it.
Everybody has big
Before
eyes.
dinner, all of us
I
kids
know.
decided we wanted to play hide and seek. Our parents let us because
Are those
we could be
buttons?
out of their way, and as
I don't
previously
know. They're
mentioned,
it's
there
like
was
a
nothing
clown
else
suit.
for us to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
My cousin and I went into the basement of the house to hide. There was so much junk and old antiques down there that we could have stayed hidden and out of sight for hours. I climbed to the top of a pile of old newspapers that was backed against a dimly lit wall. I figured if I laid flat at the top, there was no way anyone could find me.
You found a dirty magazine.
Well, after a few
Yeah,
minutes,
Superman
one of
said
my
that.
cousins did
The last
find
one
me.
sounded like a cult.
When I tried to get down, my foot got caught on something,
Probably.
and I slipped and fell off the side and put a small hole in the wall. At first, we were freaked out because we thought we were going to get in a lot of trouble for doing damage to the house. While we were trying to think of a story to cover it up and get ourselves out of trouble, my brother found a small box on the other side of the wall where I had recently put the hole. We pulled the box out and stared at it for a while, trying to see if we could open it. It had an entire layer of dust on it that didn't come off when we tried to blow on it. My cousin Sarah was fearless, and she grabbed the box from us and opened it. At first, we all felt like we won the lottery. It was filled with 20s, 50s, and hundreds.
Wow.
We were young, but we knew this was a lot of money. As we looked through the money, we eventually got to the bottom of the box, and this is where the excitement vanished. There was a small knife that looked like it had dried blood on it, and next to it was what looked like a skeletal finger or maybe even a toe. Of course, we all screamed and ran upstairs crying to our parents. Our parents looked at us very confused as to what happened. We all tried to blurt out our version of the story
Is that
until, as
phone?
calm as can be, my great-aunt
Yeah.
giggled and said, "Oh, that's just Bob's box from when he used to mess around with his army buddies. I haven't seen that since his friend Raymond passed away." Well, fast forward years later, this story came up again, and we all tried to figure out what all that meant and what we actually found. After consulting with our family, the story goes that our great-uncle Bob was involved in all sorts of crime in the Chicago area.
Oh shit.
He made a lot of dirty money and eventually gave it up when he had a family. Our family didn't have an answer as to the contents of the box or whose missing finger that could possibly be.
Jimmy Hoffa's.
Jimmy Office. It's Jimmy the Fingers Johnson.
Yeah. Jimmy No Finger
No,
Johnson now.
Every year
Jimmy
for
No
Thanksgiving,
Finger.
Four
my
finger.
wife and I
He's the
traveled
Noli.
to
Yeah,
our
he's the
parents'
four
house
finger
to
now.
relax for a few days, watch football,
Awesome
eat
in
tons
bowling,
of
though.
food, and go Black Friday shopping. 2 years ago, I was unable to make this trip due to an incident that happened with
Is
one
this
of our
the 8
dogs.
one?
On Tuesday night of Thanksgiving week, around 11 p.m., I let our golden retriever out to go to the bathroom before I went upstairs to bed for the night. When I came back outside to let her in, she was barking very violently, sounding like she was going after another animal.
Oh no.
When she made it into the garbage, it was apparent what happened. She had been sprayed in the face by a skunk. Fast forward 24 hours and we are dealing with a house and a dog that reeks like skunk. Needless to say, I offered to stay home with the 2 dogs while my wife made the trip to her parents. We couldn't travel with the dog, and we certainly needed to do some maintenance to try and get the smell out of the house.
She wearing an ascot?
My wife left on Wednesday. The same day I took the dog to the groomers and began cleaning and airing out the house. After this experience, I felt it necessary to go outside with the dogs every time I left them out in the backyard, whether it was day or night, to make sure there were no further issues with a skunk. I hadn't noticed anything out of the ordinary until Wednesday night, when it seemed like our shed doors had been opened slightly. Since it was that time of the year where it got dark out very early in the day, I had grown accustomed to having a flashlight with me to check the backyard before I let the dogs out. Unfortunately, we didn't have a motion light or any sort of light for the backyard, so the only source of light was the flashlight. With the dog still in the garage, I made my way to the shed to see why or what caused the door to be ajar. When I got into the shed, I thankfully didn't see any skunk or any other animal. I did, however, see a dirty towel,
Is that a
which I
pitchfork?
can remember leaving there, but I thought perhaps it was from when I was working on the lawnmower or snowblower. The next 20-ish hours
Emilio
went by
says,
without incident.
Man,
I was
that
spending Thanksgiving alone with my
game
stinky
show
dog
was
in our
chilling.
stinky house,
It's not too
and
far
we were
off
getting
from
ready to go to bed for the night.
a phone
I did my
video
normal
chats of
routine
Thanksgiving.
Going outside with the
Yeah.
flashlight,
Yeah,
making sure the coast was clear before I let the
Who
dogs
sleeps
out
like
of the
that?
garage.
I don't know.
However, this time, as I was moving my flashlight across my large
You just keep
backyard,
going after
I
the
flashed
animation
it towards
quality.
the side of the shed to illuminate if there was anything behind it.
It's not.
Absolute panic set in
Oh, shit.
as I saw a hooded figure behind the shed. I instinctively started to yell at the figure, asking what they were doing.
What are you doing?
By the time I went back to the garage to let our dogs out to go after the intruder, he was gone, and there was no one in my backyard. Freaked out, I contacted my wife to let her know what I had seen. She advised me to call the cops, but I decided I would just monitor the backyard for a while and ignore it if nothing further happened. About an hour later, I decided to take the flashlight and go to the window in my kitchen and shine it out into the backyard rather than go outside first. When I did this, the shine of the light caught the same hooded figure going into the shed and shutting the door behind them. At this point, I didn't know what to do. Let the dogs out, call the cops, confront the person myself. I honestly was frozen in shock.
This was Thanksgiving?
Apparently.
Trying to think quickly, and not wanting the person to get away, I grabbed a screwdriver to jam into the openings in the handles of the shed door from
Lock his ass
from the
in.
inside. After I did this, I immediately called the police. The person was slamming on the shed, trying anything they could to get out. When the police arrived, they took him away. Thankfully, from the conversation I had with them, he didn't have any weapons on him. I'm not sure what the intent of the person was.
But
Were they just trying to scare me? Were they drunk from drinking all day from Thanksgiving?
well, he was
and
in a
they didn't
shed.
know
There
where
was
they
tools
were?
in there.
I still have many unanswered questions from that night, including if the person was in the shed the night before and that's why it was left ajar. Perhaps he was just a squatter. Either way, there was no further incident after this issue, and thankfully my dog has also remained skunk-free since then. We now have motion
matter
lights
about your
installed in our backyard, which will hopefully prevent anyone from trying to break in to our property again. I've worked in retail for many years, and one of my least favorite days to work is Black Friday.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
store is packed
That
to
can
the
be
brim.
crazy.
People are freaking out trying to get their items, and
Can
it's
be.
very rare to get through the night without any incident. One particular Black Friday sticks out in my memory due to an
You
experience
keep on hearing me
that I
saying
had with
shh.
a customer. I was working out on the
kids
floor
are actually a
assisting
little bit
customers
louder
with
than
any
it should be.
questions that they may have had regarding our products or
Yep.
our sales.
Oh, Rob.
I had this one customer approach me to complain about not getting a ticket towards one of our better TV offers. I apologized and tried to explain that the tickets had been given out on Thursday night
His
and there was nothing I could do at this point. The customer smelled so bad I could barely get this information out to them without gagging. His clothes were stained and his appearance
He's having a
was ragged.
transition.
After I explained the scenario to him one more time, a large smile came across his face and he said, "I know it's not your fault, sweetie." I was beyond creeped and grossed out. I let him know that I had to go help other customers, and I hope he had a good conclusion to his evening. A short time later, I got a call up to register to try and assist with the long lines, and wouldn't you know it, I was cashing out the same guy who had been complaining to me just 15 to 20 minutes prior. He began chatting with me, ignoring the fact that he had been irate with me minutes before. He asked my name, even though I had a name tag on, how long I had worked there, how old I was, etc. As I previously mentioned, this person smelled horrific and also began to seriously creep me out with their random questioning. He asked how late I had to work, and I stated that all employees had to stay until midnight due to the fact that we were so busy. Looking back, I probably shouldn't have told him anything.
Yeah.
He continued with more creepy questions, and I finally got him out of my line and moved on to the next customers. Fast forward to a few hours later, and I'm finally getting ready to leave after an exhausting day. I walked out to the parking lot with my coworker Matt and said goodbye to him and that I would see him on Sunday. As I made my way to my car, I thought it was unusually quiet,
You know,
especially
name
for
tag
how
Rob
busy
now
it had been
spells
throughout the day. But it was past
bar,
midnight, so most stores were closed. As I was approaching my car, a set of headlights began to shine in my direction. Blinded by the light, I just proceeded to unlock my car and reach for the handle to get in and leave. The next thing I know, the headlights had made their way right in front of my car, and someone was putting their car in park and getting out. To my utter shock and horror, it was the same slovenly customer who had creeped me out earlier in the night.
Wow.
At this point, I
Stalker
started
much?
fearing for my safety, as this person clearly wasn't all there upstairs. He had parked in front of my car and left his car running, blocking me from going anywhere. We got out of the car, and I asked if I could help him and what he was doing blocking my car. He mentioned something along the lines that I needed to come with him and that we belonged together. At this point, I tried to make my way back to the store, but the guy pressed his body weight against me and pressed me against my own car. I couldn't move and was trapped. Fearing for my life, I began to scream as he covered my mouth. His hands somehow smelled worse than his body odor. He began to try and move me towards his car, still trying to muffle my screams while dragging me with his other arm. Just
I think
when
we're
I thought I was
paused.
going to be overpowered,
I think my camera died.
a car horn began to honk
Oh, no.
incessantly. He let go of me and hopped in his car and sped off as quickly as he had arrived.
Hey, we see
The car that was
motionless.
honking then pulled up to me.
I think the camera
and it
died.
was Matt. Thankfully, on his way out, he had noticed that there was a car blocking mine in, and as he got closer, saw that there was someone grabbing me.
Oh.
He immediately got on the phone with the police and began honking as he came over to my side of the parking lot. Matt waited with me for
Give
the
us
police to
one
arrive
moment. We're
so
trying
that
to
we
figure out
could
what's
each
going
give
on.
a statement.
There we go.
The cops requested to get into the store so that we could check the camera footage in order to try to get a better view of the guy who had stalked me for the night. To my knowledge, they never caught him, or at least he was never charged. I haven't heard anything from the incident, but I am thankful that I had never seen that person again. And I'm very thankful to Matt for saving me that night. I've always wondered what could have happened if he hadn't been there.
So Matt came back?
Apparently, yeah. It's like, I've had customers before that man. They smelled
For a
bad.
little bit of background related to this incident, I am a former athletic director of a small
Were they there
elementary
for-
school, which also sponsors high school basketball teams.
Soap? I don't know.
This particular
right?
event happened on Thanksgiving night 3 years ago.
Okay.
After I had a delicious meal on Thanksgiving with my family, my wife decided she wanted to go Black Friday shopping. So I decided
number
to go
story
to
is
the
this?
gymnasium and start
I don't know.
setting
I'm
up for
curious
Friday
as to why
morning.
he's the same.
Every
Why he's taller than the
Thanksgiving
hoops.
weekend, our gym hosts a Thanksgiving basketball tournament for a handful of local high school teams. It was becoming a pretty well-recognized tradition in our community.
Apparently.
Anyway, I
Supposed to be a
spent
small
about an
town.
hour or so setting up chairs, bleachers, prepping concessions, and getting the equipment in order. This was perfect because
How long
I
is
could
he
now
gonna look at
sleep
that
in a
list?
little tomorrow morning and not have to worry about rushing. to the
drops
gym.
the-
Yeah, now he's like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out.
To try and give you a visual setup of the gym
He
and its
drops the clipboard.
surroundings, it is a very small gym with one set of main doors that leads into a small elementary school. The school is very old and the hallways are lined with brick. If I'm being honest, it reminds me of an old prison. The lighting in the halls is dim, even in the daylight, due to lack of windows in its construction.
Is he wearing a hat?
The school apparently used to be a home for nuns
yeah,
in the
or
1930s,
is it a
and I
headband?
don't think it's structurally been updated very much
Is that a
since.
beanie?
In my opinion, it's a pretty creepy place. I've been in this place probably 100 times myself, and it still gives me an eerie feeling. Once I finished all my prep work for the tournament, I decided to shut the place down and go home for the night. I went into the far corner of the gym to the circuit breaker and shut off all the lights. At this point, the gym was lit by only moonlight and the glow of street lights shining in through the large gym windows. I walked into the small hallway that was basically pitch black at this point,
the same phone everybody
using
has?
my cell phone flashlight to avoid running into a wall.
Is that a Samsung
As
Galaxy?
I walked down the long hall towards the exit, I started to hear a scratching noise. I stopped walking to try and locate the source of the noise because it was very loud and distinct. It sounded like it was coming from one of the classrooms up ahead. As I pointed my cell phone flashlight up the hall, I noticed that one of the classroom doors were open. This was odd because the policy was that all the doors were to be locked when the teachers left for the evening. Admittedly, I was a little spooked, thinking possibly an animal had gotten into the classroom or something else.
Well, lock it in there.
But the only way to leave was passing the door in the hall to get to the main entrance, which was probably another 30 feet away. I continued down the hall, my eyes sharp to try and find the source of the noise that has now gone silent. As I passed that room, I saw something, and it definitely was not an animal. It was a green figure, a tall green silhouette of a man wearing a button-up shirt, parted hair, and long pants.
What?
And I mean tall. It was probably standing about 6.5 feet. It was just standing there, hovering, staring out the door, staring at me. It didn't move or make any noise. Its face was impossible to make out, like staring into the abyss. In the brief moment that I stood there frozen in fear, I felt very cold, like a window had been opened.
I think he is wearing
I don't know why I didn't just run. I think my brain was trying to process if this was a human intruder, or if I was witnessing something I couldn't rationalize. I snapped back to reality and began to sprint down the hall, looking back once more as I ran out the main entrance, now seeing the figure in the hallway. I drove home as fast as I possibly could, not able to get the image of the figure out of my head. Of course, as you would expect every time, I relay this story to my family or friends.
How come you didn't call the
People either
cops?
think it's a joke or
Take a
that
picture.
I'm trying to scare them. For the rest
Flash
of
it.
that year,
Yeah.
I never went to the property by myself after dark. I came and went out the back entrance that was not supposed to be used in order to avoid that hallway. After the season was over, I resigned and appointed someone else to my position.
Oh, okay.
I can't tell you what I saw or
Someone else's
experienced that night, but
Yeah,
I hope
pretty
nothing
much.
like that ever happens to me again.
Why didn't you not report it? I don't get it.
Yeah, that was weird. It's like
No,
yeah.
that's stupid. You should have reported it. Especially, you know, that person down there, this one here.
Which one?
Oh, this don't go down there?
Yeah, it does. But I'll let him use it.
Just go sideways? Let me see here.
Yeah, you gotta go that way.
Oh, okay, that guy right there.
Oh.
Fuck that guy.
Yep.
It's just live. I don't know.
Hey, Bronze Brick, how's it going?
Bronze brick.
Yeah, so like we've been I'm actually pretty tired, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I am tired.
So
I am tired.
I do have some cocaine.
Nah. That shit's crazy.
Satan's dandruff.
I don't got cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers. Let's talk about cheeseburgers.
Oh,
Let's go back to this.
I got cheeseburgers.
This one.
I got cheeseburgers.
This one seems to be more. I don't know about this one. One more, and that should be it.
Yeah, whatever, COD.
A dark memory is rushing
So he
back.
says you're tired when we
I don't
say you're
celebrate this
tired.
tradition,
Oh,
but what happened
shit.
2
Look
years
at that. Look at
I am a
that.
19-year-old average height girl currently living in California.
What?
My hometown is a small town in Georgia. Being an only child, I have always been a pampered kid. My parents were high school lovebirds who immediately got married after finishing high school. My dad owned quite a lot of land, hence we were more well off than many people living in the town. He inherited his father's house,
I understand.
and from outside, we were the picture-perfect family in everyone's eyes. But what happened inside the house was only known to us. We lived in the outskirts, right beside vast paddy fields. My dad had a Chevy and often drove us to the market whenever we needed things.
Chevy.
Even though everyone thought my parents were perfect for each other, they fought like animals every night. I guess with time, the young love died and harsh reality surfaced for them.
The fuck?
My dad screamed at my mother, and she abused him in every way possible.
Oh,
Between the two of them,
dear.
my mom was the most toxic one, I believe. I saw her slapping my dad and pushing him many times, but my dad never raised a hand at her. Our society has this weird
Does she have a
mindset
vein
that
popping out of
domestic
her
abuse
eye, or
can
is that
only
a
happen
scar?
one way. I love both
No,
my
that's like an
parents equally,
anime
but
when they
whenever
show
my mom hit my dad and
anger
screamed at
or
him
annoyance.
using obscene
I
language,
thought it was a vein that's
hated
popping out.
increasing toxicity led to the usual consequence: divorce. My dad had to bear a lot as my mom went on giving suicidal threats if he divorced her. It was the most disgusting phase of our lives. Our so-called happy family broke apart, and my mom stayed in Georgia, and I came to California with my dad. My dad's lawyer proved how she abused him for years, and I too sided with my dad on this. Tears rolled down his eyes when he got my custody. But one thing I noticed that day, which no one did, my mom didn't say a single word. She stared at me with a blank face for a few seconds, and then quietly walked out of the courtroom. That was probably the last time I saw her until I turned 18. And a horrifying tragedy happened last year. My dad didn't keep any contact with my mom after the divorce, but he never stopped me from being in touch with her. I talked to her over the phone at times, and that was it. Sometimes I missed her, but then I realized those painful nights watching my mom hitting and kicking my dad, and my dad bearing this humiliation and insult for my sake. The awful memories of his past hit him so hard that he was scared to fall in love again. He kept to himself and raised me with the utmost care. It was probably my 7th grade PTA meeting when my dad found a new ray of hope in his life. He fell in love again with my English teacher, Melissa. She was a kind lady, and I liked her. They hit it off quite well, and soon she moved in with us. When my mom found out about this, she was obviously not happy. But this time, she didn't create a scene and quietly disconnected the call. It was a week before Thanksgiving. I was sitting in my room going through some brochures.
She just hung up on your
where to go
ass.
for college when my mom called. I picked it up immediately, as it's been a month since I have spoken to her. Hi, Mom. Hello, my pumpkin. How are you? I'm good. Mom? Yes, my dear. Are you all right? I know the time has been hard for you, and trust me, none of us wanted to hurt you.
Oh no.
It's just, Dad is happy, and maybe we should all be happy for him.
I wonder if this is
Oh,
a true
you are
story.
going to be such a lovely lady. I know, Pumpkin. And you're
No
right.
idea.
Can you please put me on speaker and call your dad? All these years, my parents never spoke after the divorce. My mom never asked for my dad. Hearing her say this, my heartbeat grew faster. I called my dad, and he entered the room along with Melissa. Hello, Daisy. Hi, James. Hope you're in good health. What was it you wanted to talk about? I know I have done you wrong and never apologized for that. Honestly, I was so ashamed that I couldn't. So here I am asking for one last thing from you and my daughter. This Thanksgiving, will you guys visit me? You can also bring Melissa. I would love to meet her. Just give me one more chance to have a good time with my family. I saw my father's face turn cold, and he looked at me, then at Melissa. He was going to say no when Melissa grabbed his hand and said in a low voice, "She's Courtney's mom, James. She too deserves to spend Thanksgiving with her daughter. And it has been 10 years now, just for a few days." My respect for Melissa grew more that day as I witnessed her kind heart. My dad agreed, and my mom said from the other side of the phone, "See you all at Thanksgiving then."
She gonna poison their
reach
asses.
there on the day before
That's what's gonna happen. She gonna
Stepping
poison
into
their
my
asses.
hometown, I couldn't help but recall all the childhood memories I made.
She gonna
The
shit in the
green
pie.
same house?
She's
Still
gonna
stood there,
she's gonna be
making
shit in the
our
pie
house
like
only
in that
shelter
movie
at
The
the
Help.
outskirts.
Eat my
But due
shit.
to poor maintenance, I could see the house losing its usual luster. We knocked on the
It's the
door,
same house.
and my mom opened it in one go, like she was waiting right on the other side. She hugged me tightly and then looked at my dad. "Hi, James. Please, come in." We stepped in, and I introduced her to Melissa. Surprisingly, my mom went close to her and hugged her as well. My dad and I were both shocked to see her react so calmly. We all sat down and started to talk. My mom served us homemade lemonade, and after a long time, I felt my family was complete. But this feeling didn't last long, as I realized my mom hasn't changed entirely, though. She was constantly bringing up topics involving an incident of their married life and trying to make Melissa feel like an outsider. She went to the kitchen, and my dad started apologizing to Melissa for my mom's mean behavior. I could see them regretting coming here, and I too felt this year's Thanksgiving is not going to be how I expected. I told my dad that we will leave next morning ASAP. He went to the kitchen, probably to tell my mom not to bring up the past in front of Melissa. I took Melissa to my room to cheer up her mood. Getting our support and attention, Melissa's mood elevated, and we were laughing and talking like before. 10 minutes went by when my mom came in and stopped. She stared at me and Melissa with a cold face and said, "Oh, you are here. I was looking for you everywhere. You know, Melissa, my daughter is a sweetheart. She and I spent a huge time decorating this room. She often said how no one can replace me in her life. You know what,
wow.
Daisy? Your daughter is right. No one can replace a mother. But sadly, you had such a beautiful family, and you ruined it all." Melissa walked out of the room like a badass, and I saw my mom's face turn red. Somehow, she got a long-needed lesson, and we all sat down for an awkward Thanksgiving dinner. While having the turkey, I found a wishbone. I decided to split it with my dad. My mom said to me, "Be careful what you wish for," and smiled. Honestly, I
That
wished what
smile.
they thought it would. Harmony between my mom and my dad so that I don't have to choose between them. Somehow, we finished the rest of the dinner and went to bed. It was around 3 a.m. when I heard my breath falling on my face. I opened my eyes and saw my mom standing near my bed in the dark. What are you doing here? I shouted in fear. She gave a very bizarre smile, and her one eye twitched, making her look creepy. Then she said in a calm voice, "I know you wished for our family to be happy again. Didn't you, pumpkin?" Before I could reply to her question, my eyes went to her hands, and I saw she was holding something on both her hands. And the water was dripping from those things. I jumped to the switchboard on the other side and turned on the light. "What have you done?" "You don't have to choose anymore, pumpkin. Now you will have me by your side forever. What is Thanksgiving without thanking our loved ones for their sacrifice? I am thankful to your father and this bitch for sacrificing their life to reunite a mother to her daughter."
Wow.
I couldn't keep my sanity.
That is
anymore.
crazy.
I picked up the night lamp and hit my psycho mom hard on the head. She wasn't expecting this and fell on the floor screaming in pain. I went on hitting her until her brain matter came out. She took away everything from me, and now the one person whom I loved the most, my poor, innocent dad. When I was done with my anger, I called 911 myself. Smeared in my mother's blood, I waited for the cops to
Wow.
I am the youngest woman prisoner in this high-security facility, with a supposed chance of parole, maybe, but I am not going to ask for it. I am going to spend my entire life in this dark cell because I have no one to call family now. The outside world is way scarier than the world inside this prison, and I have had enough. No more family. No more Thanksgiving for me.
Yeah,
That
Timmy.
goes
It's pretty
without
crazy.
saying.
Hey
Wow,
guys,
that's wild.
I see many of you comment.
You should have started with this.
I know. This one's so much better. This one's so much better than the other
I was
ones.
helping out the old lady with her tire.
Yeah, I know.
And then
And
only
then,
the headlights were like flashing.
Yeah.
And the green boombox came out.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's now that's a whole Thanksgiving horror story.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
Now, is it real or is it a good
I don't know.
scripted story?
I don't know. Maybe it's both. Maybe this guy like takes some things from like Reddit or posts that people make,
Yeah.
and he animates them
I like it.
and telling the story. Yeah,
I
it's pretty cool.
I am our Scary Tales.
Yeah.
commenting on my videos that this channel deserves 1 million subscribers.
Look
But
at him.
I also see the percent of
Be right
people who
back.
watch my videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel. So, if you like the content, want to support my channel, and want to see this channel reach 1 million subscribers, or maybe 500,000 subscribers, then go
we're
ahead,
no different.
subscribe, and hit the bell icon.
No, wait.
Oh shit! I almost knocked over the screen.
Subscribe to us first.
Yeah.
And then we subscribe to you. How about
yeah,
that?
yeah.
We're promoting your stuff right now on Twitch.
Yeah, it's the circle of life, right?
You scratch our balls, we'll scratch your balls. I mean, come on. But wow, that was a good story. You know, I did like that good story. I'm gonna wait for Rod to come back so we can play the second tale. Okay, fuck you then.
It's free, and you can always change your mind later.
Wow. Story number 2. I can't top that.
Peter didn't have the best relationship with his family. His parents had hoped he'd take over the family store when he became an adult.
Isn't this the same anime?
But he wanted to do more with his life
Same
than
animation.
sell knockoff products to cheap old people
As the first
in an
ones.
aging town for the rest of his days. He left his little hometown as soon as he turned 18 to go to college and didn't look back for the entire 4 years it took him to finish his education. Now, at age 20, he had a degree and a stable job, but no one to congratulate him about it. Whether it was because of the holiday spirit finally seeping in or just pure loneliness, Peter couldn't be sure. But he decided on a whim that he'd celebrate his first Thanksgiving in 4 years with the family he left. He tried to contact them first, but was met with no response when he called them with the numbers he had blocked for 4 years.
That's right.
Not all that was surprising, really. A lot can change in 4 years. They must have all changed their phones and contacts during that time. If he wanted to celebrate Thanksgiving with them, he would have to drop by unannounced. But before he returned to his childhood home, he went to buy 4 boxes of the fanciest chocolates he could find to add to the Thanksgiving feast his family must have been having, and to act as a peace offering for the way he left them. Peter's mind raced towards a million different outcomes during the long drive back to his old hometown, accompanied only by the cheesy Thanksgiving-themed songs on his radio.
Yeah.
Would his parents be happy to see him again? Or would they be pissed off that he dared to show his face again? What about his little brother Jim or his older sister Annie? For better or worse, he reached his destination before he could decide to back down. Standing in front of that door felt like staring into the abyss, waiting for it to blink back.
Wow.
A growing sense of dread kept him from knocking on the door and summoning his estranged parents back into his life. He would have turned back and drove far, far away had his mother not opened the door first. Instead of the angry scowl he was afraid he'd find on her face, she smiled at him as warmly as ever. Not knowing what to say, he blurted out the first thing that came to mind.
Happy Thanksgiving?
"Hey, Mom. Welcome home, dear." There was no malice or resentment in her voice, not even a little bit. She sounded like she was just welcoming him home, the way she always did after he had a long day at school. She led him into his childhood home, and Peter followed her while fighting the tears
All right,
welling
I'm
up
back.
in his eyes.
Take a shit.
The dining table was already set.
I had to walk around,
A
dude. My
massive
legs
turkey
hurt.
set at the center of the table,
Wait a minute, it's been
surrounded
4
by mashed
years?
potatoes, cornbread, cranberry
Everybody still
sauce,
looks the same?
and half a dozen of other traditional Thanksgiving dishes.
Steak,
His father,
sausage,
younger brother, and older
fish.
sister were already seated at the
Beans,
table.
potato,
with clean
potato
plates.
chip.
They were all smiling calmly, as if they'd expected him to return. There was even an empty fifth seat already set up at the table with the necessary plate and utensils for a feast. Jim ran up to him and hugged him tight. Jim had been 7 when Peter left, so he should have been 11 now. And yet his little brother didn't look a single day older than he did the day he left.
That's what I'm saying.
"Welcome back home, Pete. Took you long enough. Come on, let's eat." The next 2 hours was the most blissful time in his life. None of his family seemed to resent him for leaving. They just brushed off the whole 4 years he spent avoiding them in favor of idle talk that made all the tension he felt before melt away. After stuffing their faces with turkey and mashed potatoes, the newly reunited
Interesting
family put some
turkey,
food
right?
on plates
With the
to eat
eggs
in
and
front of the
sausage.
living room television.
Now steak.
Peter
and
sat on the
potatoes.
single sofa seat with
That's,
a turkey leg and a
hotcakes.
wing on his plate, while the rest of the family laid back on the long couch. Back when he was little, before internet streaming became a thing, he'd spend countless hours in front of that same television, watching whatever came on with his family. Now, he was finally doing it again, though he couldn't help but feel like something was off. The annual Thanksgiving football game started playing
And
on
it's
the TV,
soccer.
and Peter finally figured out what was wrong after the first few minutes of watching it. Hey, Dad? Yes, son. Isn't this the same football game that was playing 2 years ago? I could have sworn I've seen this before. Nonsense. It's live right now. You must be imagining things. I guess. Peter was certain that he'd seen the game before, but didn't want to press the matter any further for fear of upsetting his father. It was a miracle they weren't angry with him when he suddenly showed up unannounced, and he didn't feel like pushing his luck too much. The grandfather clock that stood in the living room chimed with each passing hour. Peter could feel himself becoming more and more uneasy as time went on.
Wow. Okay.
The football game on the TV
Football.
played out the exact same way he remembered it from 2 years ago. About halfway into the game, Peter caught a worrying scent in the air that nobody else seemed to notice. Hey, Mom? Yes, dear. Did you turn the stove off? I think I smell a gas leak. Oh, don't worry about it. I've checked. It's probably just your imagination. Or maybe your brother had too many beans again. Mom! Everyone laughed the whole thing off. Peter joined in the laughter, but only because he didn't want to bring the mood down for everyone. Somewhere near midnight, the TV switched to a news story about an incident that happened in their town. The reporter spoke from their newsroom about a family of 4 dying in their home due to a gas leak. Though he didn't reveal their names or the location of the home, it felt like some sort of omen. But his family didn't seem to pay too much attention to it. Peter was about to ask his mother to double-check the gas again when the grandfather clock struck midnight with a deafening chime. The moment it did, all of the lights in the house went out. Thinking that there was something wrong with the power, Peter pulled out his phone and turned on the flashlight function. When the light illuminated the contents of the plate in his hand, he dropped it with a scream and stood up from his seat. Instead of the succulent turkey leg and wing he'd been happily snacking on for the past hour, a half-eaten dead rat laid on his plate. In his panic, he turned the light towards the couch where his family sat and immediately wished he didn't. His family was still there, but they were no longer the lively people he knew. Sitting on the couch were 4 decaying corpses that might have once been his family. The empty black eye sockets stared into his soul as their putrefied lips curled into sinister grins that revealed their rotting yellow teeth and the maggots wriggling in their
So
gums.
they stayed there for 2 years?
Peter's mother, or what was left of her, uttered the last words he would ever hear with a foul breath that smelled like death itself. We've been waiting for you for so long.
That was a pretty good one.
As a father of a daughter, this incident will haunt me for the rest of my life. My 16-year-old daughter, Emily, grew up.
Okay.
So let's recap on this one. So they you missed the beginning. He left. The parents didn't want him to leave. I think he was bitter. He just wanted to move on, become his own person.
He was rebelling, trying to find himself. Soul
in a
searching.
way. So he got his degree. He had a good college, good job. He was doing good. He left about 4 years ago.
Yeah,
but he was always remembering about his parents. Like, I wonder how they're doing. This is a Thanksgiving story.
Yeah.
So this is a horror story, but we didn't realize what type of horror stories these were gonna come up.
Yeah, we were thinking like.
We're thinking like, oh, grandma shit in the turkey.
Yeah, thinking things like that.
What you read?
There's like a fist fight going on in there.
Yes, that's what we're thinking about. Not okay.
Yeah.
So he decided he wanted to go back to see how everybody was.
Yeah.
So he went to a store. He got like 4 boxes of their finest chocolates. Kind of like, to add with the meal. And he's driving back, and he's out thinking like, are they gonna accept him? Are they gonna shut him away? He goes up to the house. The house still looks like great.
Yeah.
He was kind of hesitant about knocking on the door. He didn't know what's gonna be going on. That's when the mom opened the door, like, "Oh, sweetie, welcome. Come inside."
Yeah.
So that's why when I said, hey, the little brother didn't change due to the fact that when he left, his little brother looked a certain way.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you heard me in the comment or you guys heard me in the comment saying like, he didn't change. What's going on? So looks like I kind of pre-told what was going on, and I didn't realize I was gonna go like that.
Amelia saying, "Oh yeah, this speaks Mexican horror vibes." But I guess it's for this next story. 3 true Thanksgiving horror stories. So they're saying it's true, but
Up to be the brightest young lady, and my wife Rosalind and I couldn't be prouder of her. Emily was so jolly that she made friends wherever she went. It was the month of November. Everyone was getting ready to celebrate the winter festivals coming our way. Our family celebrated Thanksgiving in my brother's farmhouse every year in Ohio. So we drove there a week before Thanksgiving to make some cheerful memories. One morning, I was headed to the bank to finish some important paperwork before leaving for Ohio, when I noticed a boy standing on the sidewalk facing our house and looking at the window of my daughter's room. He was smiling while staring at Emily's room. I was about to knock him out, thinking he was stalking her, but when I looked up, I saw Emily was standing in front of her window and waving at him with a blushed face. I realized now that they know each other, so it will be better to talk to Emily first before hurling on this boy. I left and decided to sit down with Emily and talk that night. After finishing dinner, Emily was heading upstairs. I stopped her and told her to sit next to me. I wanted to talk to you about that boy. Who? What are you saying, Dad? Relax, Emily. You don't have to be afraid. I just wanted to know who he is. Her face turned red and she hesitated for some time. Honey, don't be afraid. We just
Why is her eyes red? Whoa.
I know, right?
Come on. Tell us about him.
Tell the demon mama.
His name is Roland. He is in my class. Okay. Where does he live? 2 blocks away. His dad is the local sheriff. Really? That's good. I know the sheriff. So how long are you guys friends? We met at a science fair. He is a nice guy, Dad. We like each other. Okay, I don't have any issues, but we need to set some boundaries for your safety. No matter how much Rosalind mocked me for becoming a bit possessive about my daughter, it was natural. I set the common boundaries that any dad would to protect his teenage daughter in her growing years. Soon I started to see Roland walking Emily home after school. I couldn't find anything wrong with him, and being the sheriff's son, I was a bit relieved, thinking maybe he is better than other high school boys. One day I was coming home from work, and on my way, I stopped at the local department store to buy some necessary things before leaving for Thanksgiving. There I met the local sheriff, Mr. James Truman. He was shopping for some groceries as well. I walked up to him and said, "Hello, James." "Hey, how are you, David?"
You got red eyes
I'm
too.
good.
I have that same haircut.
So, any plans for Thanksgiving? Not much. Going to stay home with my son, I guess. Talking about your son, are you aware that he and my daughter are becoming friends now? I expected him to be happy about it, but instead, his face turned all serious and he replied, "I see. What happened? Is something bothering you?"
I see.
"No, just hoping they will be friends and nothing else." Saying this, he walked past me, and I felt very humiliated. I couldn't move for a few minutes as his sudden rude behavior caught me off guard. I came home and told my wife about
Red
this
eyes.
encounter. She too couldn't guess what could be the reason behind
She's
Sheriff
fucking
James'
high, dude.
off-putting attitude.
I know, right?
I mean, both the kids belong to good
Called
families.
Visine, bitch.
Why did he seem so upset his son was going out with my daughter? I didn't tell Emily all about this because
Are
I
they in
didn't want to
Colorado?
complicate things for her at such a young age. We started to pack for our trip, and slowly this matter slipped away from my mind. 2 nights before our trip to Ohio, Emily came to me and said she doesn't want to go to her uncle's farmhouse this year. I asked her why. Emily remained silent, keeping her face down. I asked if she wished to spend Thanksgiving with Ronald, and her face lit up immediately. I couldn't see my daughter sad, so I told her Ronald can come with us if he wants to. Emily ran to call him, but make sure his father agrees only then. The main reason why I allowed Ronald to tag along was to keep my daughter close and also not to break her heart in this vulnerable age. The next morning, Ronald came to my house. We talked about this entire trip thing, and I was stunned to see how confident he was. He was way more mature than half of the kids his age. He said his father has approved, and he is ready to come with us. Without much ado, we hopped into the car and got on the road. Ronald was very well behaved, and my wife Rosalind kept saying the entire journey how cute they both looked. After driving for 3 hours, we reached Crystal Lake. The sun was about to set.
They went to Crystal Lake.
They went to Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
I like it already.
Yeah, all right.
The dying yellow light mixed with the blue night sky made the horizon look like a dream.
Oh.
My brother and his family greeted us in the house, and Emily introduced everyone to Ronald. To my surprise, Ronald won everyone over in a very short span. He was helping in the kitchen, playing with the kids, and also showed interest when we watched the game. It didn't feel at all like he was an outsider. Although he was settling completely well, I couldn't help but feel a bit weird about all this.
But
don't know why. Things were seeming too good to be true to me at that moment.
Trying to take my baby girl?
As the night fell, we all sat down for dinner, and everyone was laughing and cheering. I was about to shove a big piece of beef steak in my mouth when my phone rang. I noticed it on the couch, so I got up and walked to get it. Everyone else didn't pay much attention to me and kept enjoying themselves. It was a call from an unknown number. As I picked it up,
the sheriff?
I could hear sirens of cop cars driving at fast speed as the sound of wind hovered through the phone speaker. Hello? Who is it? David, you must listen to me. This is Sheriff Truman. Act calm and go somewhere where my son can't hear you. Please, don't ask any questions or take my name. Just do what I say. Even though I was confused like hell, my instinct said to follow the sheriff's instructions. Without expressing anything, I slowly walked out of the room to the back garden of the house. I closed the glass door behind me and no one noticed me. Ronald was laughing with everyone else. I am alone now. What the hell is going on, James? Where is Ronald now? In the living room, eating dinner with my family. Will you please tell me what's going on here?
Oh.
David, my son is a deranged psychopath, and the only reason I wanted to keep him away from your daughter was to keep them both safe. I know I should have done something earlier, but as a father, I kept on burying the vicious crimes he did since he was 4 years old.
Wow.
First, he killed his pet dog, and then started harming animals. But when he bludgeoned my wife to death...
Did you hear how he said that? First he killed his dog, and then started harming animals.
How dare you, sir, not saying the dog's an animal?
I know, right?
No.
It's like...
No, because the dog's a family, is part of the family.
Yeah. Wow. Oh. Okay. All right. That was weird.
She was pregnant with another child. I realized what devil we had brought into this world. He can't share those whom he thinks as his close ones.
Is that a bat?
I didn't permit him to travel with you guys, so he threatened me with a gun and tied me up in the basement.
The fuck?
When I finally managed to set myself free, I noticed he was going with one of my guns. He has taken them all and going to murder your entire family to get Emily just for himself. You must stop him before becoming violent. Keep a close eye on him. I am coming to your place. I have already tracked down your location from this call. Just, please, don't make him mad or he will snap out like a venomous snake. Saying all this in one go, the sheriff disconnected the call and I turned around with fearful eyes to my loving family, who was now seen laughing with a deranged murderer that has come with a plan to finish them all. I uttered to myself that I must keep calm and protect my family. I got inside and went straight to Ronald's room. My idea was to take the guns away, but as I opened his rucksack, I saw dozens of knives and other basic weapons, but the gun was missing. Seems like you and my dad both want to ruin my Thanksgiving this year. I turned back and found Ronald standing behind me with a gun. I lunged at him to take it away, but he dodged carefully and hit me on the head with the metal end of the gun.
Done got
I
pistol
fell
whipped.
unconscious on the floor with throbbing pain and heard
Nah,
Ronald
he's
say,
stoned.
Happy Thanksgiving.
The fuck?
I don't remember when I came back to my senses, but a squashy sound, followed by a metallic smell,
Does he have a
started
saw?
to take over my drowsy mind. I opened my eyes slowly and saw Emily tied up to a chair with a huge bruise on her head.
That looks like
She
a
was
gash.
unconscious as well. But as I laid my eyes around, I realized the danger is much bigger than this. All my family members, my wife, my brother, His wife and his 2 kids were lying on the floor, bludgeoned to death. Yes, Ronald killed them all.
Missing a
What
leg.
have you done?
Kind of a foot.
Oh, David, you're awake. Nothing. Just getting what is mine. My dad had never understood me, but don't know why I think you will. I love your daughter, and I want her. I love her so much that I can't share her with anyone, not even her family.
Oh, wow.
Not
okay.
even you.
Oh, yeah?
He raised his gun at me once again. And just then,
That-
the main door slammed open, and I heard 6 gunshots back to back. Bullets pierced his chest like crazy, and he fell on the floor, vomiting blood. As his lifeless body fell on the ground,
Did you see that?
I saw Sheriff Truman standing behind him with his empty gun.
Yeah.
That night, a father shot his son to save
Jimmy
another
Jimmy
father
said, well, damn it.
and his
Damn.
daughter. I surely lost my family at the hands
Jimmy.
of a psychopath, and this pain will never go away.
I opened up this can.
But whenever I
didn't
think
realize,
about Truman, who will
I
have
hear
to live
stories
with this
like this.
realization that he killed his son, I find my suffering small compared to him. Emily and I don't celebrate Thanksgiving anymore because neither of us feel thankful about anything in this life anymore.
Yep.
You're thankful for being alive, guys.
No, they needed to call that the Truman Show. Wow, that was pretty nuts.
No, I'm glad we didn't start with that 3 stories first.
Yeah, yeah.
The other ones were building. We're like, this one, we'll do this. All right. Well, what the
Yeah, it's like it was just so cheesy. The only animation's still kind of cheesy on this one too, but it actually fits better.
Yes, it does.
I think so. Yeah. But then again, maybe that person was just starting out, learning how to animate and stuff. Because I noticed that some of the pictures he would do, he would mirror reverse instead of drawing another one. So I was like, wow. All right, y'all. Well, I think I'm gonna have to call it here because I am fucking tired.
I'm actually quite surprised.
Surprised what?
I didn't expect these stories. Like I said, I expected grandma shitting the turkey. Not.
Drama, family drama, familial drama.
This is shit you find on Dateline.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's in there. Go have a seat right over there. Welcome to Dateline with Chris Hansen.
So,
Why don't you take a seat right over there?
we got your transcripts here.
Yeah.
It says you want to hear about Thanksgiving horror stories.
Yeah.
And then it took a twist.
Speaking of which, did you ever watch Paranormal Activity?
I have not.
No, yeah, because I remember during one of our other shows, you were saying you wanted to check it out.
I do.
Maybe that's what we should do. Next one.
After eating
I'll put Paranormal Activity and people have a live reaction.
And
Watch Igor get scared.
and happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Be thankful this is not at your house.
Yeah.
So you do want to call it quits here?
Yes, I do. I'm gonna have to. I am fucking tired, dude.
Thank you guys for coming. I do want to recap. If you're going through anything that's a little bit crazy in your head, crazy as in like you need someone to talk to, please reach out to somebody. There's some people out there that have a mental issue. They may going through something. Oh my god, dude! I'm trying to be helpful, but I'm saying I don't want to say you're mental.
Yeah, no. If you're struggling with any issues, mentally and emotionally, make sure that you establish a good support structure and call someone. Just call someone. You'll be surprised at how often people can be understanding.
And they will let it an open ear and say,
Yeah.
yes, I'm here for you.
Yep.
I know it's hard to talk to a very good friend about it. A stranger could be able to, willing to help to hear you out. And thank you guys for coming. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe.
Yep. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Follow, subscribe.
Yep. And we will see y'all next week. Right? Next week? Yeah.
Next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday. Next Saturday, 6:30, we'll be here. Hopefully I'll be a little bit more energetic. I do apologize. I was up late, and I woke up at 3 a.m.
That's your
Yeah.
fault. What the fuck are you doing up late?
I was editing the video, dude. I was editing video all night. You know, hey, you want to do my editing?
Yeah.
All right then. Okay.
Show me how to do it. I haven't been the same since. Oh, what happened? Bad Thanksgiving food ruined my life. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
Don't let the turkey bite.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
for real. We'll see you next time around. Same time, 6:30 Central, 18:30. 18:30 or
18:30.
18:30. That shit. And you guys have a wonderful night.
Yep. All right. We out of here.